Welcome to another tutorial on Promobi. Today we're going to make a specialized light into the bulkhead. So what we're going to do is we're going to first go up and pick a geometry tool so that we can make a square or an oblong. I'm just going to say OK, and remember to right click on the area that you want to attach it to. So on the bulkhead it's turned yellow, so I'm going to attach a block. At this stage it's not too essential on the size. Just remember to come out and choose your arrow tool and highlight the block, and I'm just going to make it 2 millimeters. It doesn't need to be any higher than that because that's just going to be my light built into the bulkhead. And now I can just make a little bit of a change on the size, and now I'm going to go and I'm going to edit it. So you all know how this editor works. It's the same as we do with our worktops and so on. So what I'm going to do is, it takes a little bit of time, but it's going to look really good when I'm finished. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag and make this size. So the first thing I'm going to do is make it a bit bigger. So where my arrow is pointing, if I type in, for instance, 2 meters, it's going to pull the one side to 2 meters. I'm going to click the arrow onto the other side and also make that 2 meters so they're equal. There we go. I'm just going to pull this down to the bottom end of my bulkhead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shape this. I'm going to make it into a light that goes all the way around the bulkhead. So yes, it can be a little bit tricky, but once you've done it once or twice, it makes it relatively easy. So it's a little bit time consuming, but the effect is what you're looking for. So I'm just going to add some extra vertexes or nodes. So I've added 2 more there. And I'm going to add 2 towards the bottom, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this one piece all the way around, but I don't want it just to be one solid light. So what I want to do is I'm doing it almost like a strip light that runs all the way around the bulkhead. So I'm just going to drag these out. Lines that are coming up will help me keep it straight. Just make it a little bit wider, like that. And I'm going to need to add 2 more nodes or vertexes here. So I'm just going to add 2 more. Go back to my arrow tool or move tool, and now I can start moving them up. Just pull that one out because I want it to go from the edges. And now I can move this all the way up to line up with the top of the other one. At the moment I'm just making sure that the lines are straight, or as straight as I can get them. I'll straighten them up once I've got all my lines in position. Let's go up to the top, and I'm going to zoom in, and I can see now by just straightening them up that my lines are going straight. Those 2 up, and now I'm going to pull it around so that they join up. There will be a join there, but you're not going to notice it once I convert it into a light. I'm going to pull that one together. And now I can start positioning it to how I want it. I'm just going to move this outside one further over. I'll go down to the bottom, make sure it's all nice and straight once I've finished. Let's move down to the bottom, and I'm just going to pull the bottom ones out as well, so they go straight. That looks nice. That should give me a nice effect. Come up to the top, and let's make this a curve. And I'm not going to follow the full curve of the bulkhead. I'm just going to put a slight smaller curve in it. It'll light up the breakfast bar a little bit. And I'm just going to adjust it till I'm happy that they all line up. And my crosshairs. So once I'm happy with that, bring that up a little bit, and I'll do the same on the other side. And I'll have to move the 2 because of the join. There we go. Okay, that looks pretty close to what I'm looking for. So I'm going to go and say OK. And you'll see now that I've got the lines in the bulkhead at the top. So what I have to do now is I have to select that. On the right hand side I'm going to go to Materials, and where you see my materials I'm going to choose the second tab along the top on the left, and that brings in light sources. So I can do LED, I can do a light source, I can do a screen. I'm going to do a light source. And at the moment it's set to yellow. I want it white. I don't want yellow. Yellow is going to look very strange. I'll make it just a white light. And I'm going to go into my render. Start rendering it. And you're going to see as the renderer goes, you're going to see the light in the bulkhead start appearing. Now on this particular drawing I've also got a strip light that I've put in using the light function under the tiles, where I've got little bump outs near where the sink is, so you can see that strip. And these are all high gloss tiles in the background. And if you look in the bulkhead now, you'll see that that shape that I've created is now a light. So it gives you a nice glow without it being too intense over the worktop area or the breakfast bar. And in the render you can see how nice that looks. I hope this has helped. Come back soon.